related to Grant Gustin?
Oh, he plays the Flash on the CW show called The Flash. And not only am I not related to him, but I reached out to him once because I've done so many voiceovers for so many television shows, and I thought it would be kind of funny to be like, hey, the one show I haven't done any voiceovers for, and it's like you're my long lost cousin. And he totally dissed me and didn't even reply.
So he's not related to Grant Gustin.
Not related to Grant Gustin, and Grant Gustin doesn't want to even know I exist. But a middle name of Skylar, our little white dog, her name is actually Skylar Flash Carpenter Gustin. And Grant Gustin plays the Flash.
Did you do that on purpose?
No, she's just a really fast little dog.
Ah.
And the Flash is fast.
Then it's fitting.
Nice one.
I got a question on YouTube.
Yeah?
So Yvonne, this was before the chat. She says, "Hello, my fellow friend. I have a message for you before in regards to being legally blind. I'm in the same boat. Do you have a hard time shaving too? What about seeing at night?"
Wait, did you say that this person's name was Yvonne?
Yvonne.
Oh, I was like, Yvonne shaves? That's rough.
Okay, so yeah, it's a man, obviously.
Okay.
Oh, Don says he noticed your beard is gone and he's happy about it.
He's happy about me
he
losing
says
the beard?
yay.
Yeah.
What about me? Did you see my beard? Are you happy it's gone? Because I'm regretting it.
You didn't have a beard. You had a bush growing off of your face. But yeah.
Was everyone able to hear that question? Is it hard for you to shave?
And then randomly, is it hard for you to see at night?
Yeah, I would think it's probably easier for you to see at night.
Well, for shaving first, I don't obviously look into a mirror. I remember when I was younger and I could see better. I had I had one of those little stick-up mirrors in the shower, and when I had like a beard or a goatee, I even had a soul patch at one point in my life. It was pretty awesome.
All right.
But like trying to cut it was like very difficult. I'm like sitting like this far away from the mirror trying to cut around, and now it's just totally. I have one thing that I grow. And it's just like a shadow that I grow, and it's all by feel. But we did an episode a while ago, and you guys pointed out to me that the feels that I developed over the years of my shaving, this side's a little higher than this side for some reason.
Yeah, you can definitely not quite get it perfectly straight, but
But I mean, I have to do everything without like I cut my toenails and fingernails without looking at them, and
I would think it's really hard to shave for you. But then again, like I watch girls shave sometimes, and they just like charge, you know?
Yeah.
They just like charge their legs. I watch girls shave. Forget that.
Okay. And as for seeing at night, I mean, it's just I don't see good at any time of the day anymore. Unfortunately, I don't think my night vision's any worse than my daytime vision. The daytime has gotten a lot worse. I used to be able to see, a little bit during the day, and now. Something about it's a little technical, but like I have cones and rods in my eyes, and the rods are responsible for black and white, and the cones are responsible for like color and light vision. And my cones are basically all dead, so my rods get totally overloaded. This is technical, but so when my eyes get hit by light, I see nothing anymore. It's just totally washed out.
Overexposed.
Very, very, very overexposed. I just went to reach for. I went to reach for a door about 5 minutes ago, and I grabbed Josh's face.
Totally, yeah. And then he walked into the fridge door.
Yeah.
Turns the corner, he knows where he's going,
Yeah.
his hallway, but the fridge door is open, and he hit it.
I don't know why someone left the refrigerator door open.
Okay, on a serious note, wait, Brooks, how do I get this question back on the tube?
I got it.
Okay.
Don says, "Okay, on a serious note, I do have a question. Do you think your other senses are better?"
That's a question. A lot of people ask that.
Yeah,
and
I feel like everyone would.
Yeah, it's. Here's the funny thing. They're not better. They're definitely not better, especially the fact that I'm not like, not like 17 anymore, so I don't have like keen hearing. Like everything starts to go downhill after a while. But I'll tell you this much, that I pay a lot more attention to my senses, especially my hearing, because it's the only way
Especially when you're surfing.
Yeah, I mean, I hear things and people are like, oh, I didn't hear that at all. I'm like, that's only because you weren't paying attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's literally the only sense that I have that can reliably give me a sense of what's going on in the world around me. So, I mean, I'm walking down the street and I'm literally listening for like footsteps in front of me. And little things that I would try and notice, like, is it a heavy footstep? Is there going to be a large person walking towards me? Is it a light little quick, like, is there a little kid that's going to be like walking into my crotch because little kids never look where they're going. And
yeah, and you totally do it when you're surfing. Like I always think it's funny when we'll be sitting out in the lineup, and then like a bigger set comes, and like I already notice it, but it's actually breaking way further out, and you'll hear it break and be like,
uh-oh,
what?
uh-oh,
Like,
yeah, what's coming?
That's from out there.
Yeah.
I'm in here. It doesn't make sense.
There's a tsunami at me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the it's really how I interpret the whole world. Mostly is what I hear, and then the little bit of vision that I've got. It lies all the time. My hearing is never going to lie to me. My vision lies constantly. Like I feel like Brooks is probably, because I can hear my own voice, I feel like he's like 20 yards to our left, maybe. I don't know. I can't.
20 yards is a little bit of a ways away.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it's just a shadow. It could easily be a shadow cast on the wall as he is a person standing in my yard.
All right, Mr. 808 mode says, so awesome you could surf with a career. What's the work/surf schedule or breakdown?
Work, surf. Work, surf.
Pretty much weekend warriors.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing for you is like you want somebody to be able to go out there with, right?
Yeah, I used to surf. I surfed by myself more in the very beginning, and I'd say even in the last 5 years, my eyesight's just completely crapped out. If I paddled out by myself, I mean, I actually think I could still catch waves.
Yeah, totally.
But the problem would be who else is in the lineup? Who am I cutting off? Who am I about to smash into?
Right.
I've got.
Where did you end up?
Where
after
did I
you
exactly
caught the waves?
That's another big thing. Like if I go and put my stuff down in one spot and I catch waves for an hour, I could be like in Del Mar by then, many miles away.
Yeah.
So I don't go out alone, mostly for safety reasons. So my work schedule is I'm up just after 6 in the morning, and I'm on call till basically 9 o'clock at night. But I kind of wrap
over
up
the weekend too. That's the terriblest thing, most terrible thing.
Yeah. When we're surfing, I wear the Apple Watch so that any one of my employers can contact me and be like, "There's an emergency voiceover. We need you to get in." And if it's a client that pays enough, then we'll come in. If they're a client that doesn't pay enough, I'll be like, "I'll be right there after the surf session is over." But I mean, so 6A to 6P hard Monday through Friday, 6A to 9P soft on call, 24/7 on call. For the bigger employers that I work with. So we really squeeze the surfing in.
I'm sure once that now that summer's rolling around, I mean the sun's setting at 7:30. I see definitely a couple opportunities over the summer to go surf, a couple or 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah,
but aside from the weekend.
Especially because for me, surfing is such a repetition sport. Like I'm not going to get any better unless I get to feel what I'm doing, unless I get to feel that wave, that drop in, that going left. And I'd like to get more and more and more repetitions, but there's just not a lot of opportunity in my daily schedule for it. So literally, I don't think since we started this channel, we started at January 1st, 2020, I haven't surfed a day that hasn't been filmed. We film every surf session.
Yeah, you haven't.
And that's good and bad. I'd like to be able to get out there more and catch more waves on my own. But basically, when I'm surfing, we're making an episode. And I feel like it's been fun for our channel has a mix of people that surf and don't surf, I think. And I think it's been fun for the people that know surfing to watch the progression.
Do you get any on-call pay with any of the studios?
Yes, I do. They do have to pay extra if they're dragging me in from a surf session or after hours. Who asked that one? Was that 808?
No, that was Dawn.
I got
Dawn.
2 questions.
Okay.
All right, go for it. And then we got 808 again.
Okay, first is Caleb Survey.
Hey, what's up, little brother?
Yeah. Are you ever going to try to surf other spots?
He's getting tired of the same spots. I mean, a part of that is, it actually ties into what we were just saying, is that I can't be too far away from a microphone. There was one day, we weren't even that far. It was just at the very beginning of COVID, and Ubers were hard to get. And you were out, I came in, and I tried to get an Uber back to the house, and it took me about an hour. And it was one of the major news outlets that I work for, and news happens, they need it immediately. And it took me an hour to get back to the house, and that was entirely unacceptable. They were very displeased with that. So I need to be very close to a microphone at all times. We've been experimenting with tons of different portable rigs. And as good as the microphone sounds, and as comfortable as I can get doing my copy sitting smushed up in a van or a car, there's still the matter of sound. You don't want to hear like, war in the Middle East, caw, caw, like some bird screaming in the background or something. So we need to get,
Huddle.
yeah, yeah, door. We need to find a quiet, we need to find a quiet environment, which is hard to do.
What does a horse say?
What does a horse say? Is this a real question?
No.
Meow. Horses say meow. Meow. Like that, right? No.
Private joke, I guess.
I feel like I
What
got that
time of
one
the
wrong.
day do you prefer where you go?
I
I
like.
don't know if that's two questions, but we usually surf just Carlsbad Oceanside area.
Yeah, I like I like the sun behind me when I'm facing out. So I can see light and dark. And for when I'm surfing, the sky is light and the ocean is dark. And that's the extent of what I see. It's light and dark.
That's why gray days suck.
Gray days suck a lot. And then we did an episode, I forget what it's called, What Can a Blind Guy See, I think. And that was sunset. Sunset's the effing worst for me because it's all just white, just total white. So when we go out in the morning and you've got that good clear blue sky and dark ocean, then I still don't know if it's a wave. I mean, I asked Josh 100 times, is that a wave? Is that a wave? Is that a wave? And I'm not right very much. But
Like, shut up, I'll tell you when.
yeah, exactly. So I really prefer being on the West Coast in the morning. So I feel like we should move to Hawaii, and then we can just go like around the island, and I can keep the sun at my
Hey,
back
there
no
you
matter
go.
what time of day it is.
Yeah.
Like, what
Smart
time of day?
choice.
Let's go to that side of the island. But
Did you have another one from Tube?
Yeah, Miss77 says, what kind of voiceover requires you to be on call?
news.
What kind of voiceover requires you to be on call?
Well, so it's not just, so the news is the big one, but I also work in sports, and sports happens 24/7. A lot of times sports radio stations will do their best to prepare for what's going on this weekend, whether it's baseball season and there's a game, or a football season, there's a matchup. You know that the game's going to happen. You know someone's going to win or lose. However, if you're a quarterback, if Tom Brady has his back broken, this is newsworthy and it's a big story, and they're going to want to talk about it, and they need imaging promos. They need the voice guy to come in and talk about it. So it can happen at sports. It definitely happens in news. And last weekend when we were shaving you, which sounds super weird as I'm saying it, but when we were shaving your beard, there was a promotion coming up for Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke. And they were just kind of rushing to get that to air, and they needed the voiceover. And they just need it when they need it. And if I'm not available, another voiceover guy will be. That they say in my business, half the job is being good, the other half is being available. I've gotten jobs because other people that were on campaigns were not available, and sometimes they don't come back to you.
If you're not available.
So I ended up being the voice of Sunday Night Countdown on ESPN because I was there once, and the guy that normally did it wasn't there, and they just didn't go back to him. They just kept using me, and so that's why it's kind of frightening to pass up an opportunity. You got to get back, or you might never get it again.
Where you have an episode about all of your awards now?
I don't think I did a single episode where I pointed to every award I've gotten, but
Okay. Don wants to see them all.
that's well, we're a little static in our spot right now, but I've won. So I won a swimming award when I was in 3rd grade, and a football award. No, so for voiceovers, I've won.
Thanks, AK lady. You're awesome too.
Thank you. I think real quickly, I guess I've won 5 years out of 6. I've won one of the biggest. It's a Benstown Award. I just posted about it, I think, last week. It's the top 50 imaging voices, which is radio. I've won that 5 out of 6 years, or 6 out of 7. And I did win the Outstanding Movie Trailer Voiceover of the Year Award in 2018 for the film Uncle Drew. I won it again last year for the film Unhinged. And then I won Outstanding TV Promo of the Year for Archer, which was, it's funny, I posted about it on Instagram. And
Did you comment, say you got a participation award?
A participation award? I participate every day.
Did you have a skimboarding question, Josh?
No, I didn't.
Let's see. Layer Greg 1 says, have you tried skimboarding?
We did. It was our
Skimboarding.
might have been our 3rd or 4th episode ever.
Yeah.
So it was really it's the episode on YouTube. You can check it out at some point. It says can a blind guy learn to skimboard? I think is the title of it. And the hardest thing, two hard things. One is when I drop the board, I'm no longer in contact with it, so I have no idea where it is. I just I can't see it. So if it lands on the ground kind of awkward or at an angle, I'm going to land on it really funny and wipe out really hard. So what I was doing was I was getting really low to the ground, so there was very minimal time between when I dropped it, when I hit the ground, and when my foot hit it. That was one way that I minimized that difficulty. The other one was that every time, if I tried to do it by myself, every time I got off the board, I totally lost it. So we came up with a contraption where I basically super glued a coiled stand-up paddleboard leash to my wrist and attached it to the board. So every time I stepped off the board or did a ride or missed a ride or anything, I was still attached to the board and I could bring it back to myself. And it actually worked out really well.
It did. Yeah, and you kind of progressed with it too.
There was one time when the board like kind of got stuck in the sand and I kept going forward and I got the leash like right up my groin. But other than that, I mean, even that, it was a bungee cord, so it had a lot of slack to it. That's a tricky sport for me. Just a land sport, just like skateboarding. I'm gonna fall more than other people for a number of obvious reasons, and I prefer falling in the ocean as opposed to falling on hard sand or concrete.
Yeah.
But I did it. It was fun.
Have you ever surfed Imperial Beach? No, we haven't. We would love to though. No question, just impressed with your skills. Oh wait, let me roll through these real quick.
Yeah.
Have you ever surfed Guam? We have not been to Guatemala.
No. Wait, is Guam in Guatemala?
No.
Oh, okay. Geography lessons.
Yeah, but no, we really haven't surfed any. Like the furthest we've ever surfed is San Clemente area, right?
I did La Jolla that one time. I wasn't with you, and that was the time where the dude tried to punch me in the face because
Without me.
Yeah, the one time I
I
wasn't
would have
with
been fun
Josh.
if I was there.
Yeah.
And then 808 mode said, interesting about the time variables. Have you ever surfed Hawaii? I think he was typing that probably as we mentioned it.
Yeah.
No, but we would love to because P was saying he could just circle around
Yeah.
so the sun is always behind him.
And also, I've only been surfing for just over 4 years. My entire surf career has been 4 years. So it was like a year of learning whitewash, a year of getting comfortable, a year of doing this show, and then I mean it hasn't been a long career. We haven't had a lot of opportunities to go places.
And no, the van wasn't for recording, for being on call. Pete's tried some stuff with that. Like he made a cooler into a recording system, but he still throws a hissy fit and thinks it's not good enough.
It doesn't.
I keep telling him that we need to just do the van out with a nice recording studio, and then we could like go to anywhere.
Yeah.
I second that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know. Everybody wants me to be more mobile.
And then David KH323 says he says, I have to say you're a pretty big inspiration to many people because you show no matter what handicap you have, you can always do stuff. Yes.
Thank you.
Go do stuff.
Although last weekend I'd just gotten the shot and my right arm was like extraordinarily dead. And you guys are like, well, you can't surf blind and with one arm. So there are limitations.
And have you seen Kai Lenny's skate ramp harness?
I haven't seen anything. Jerk, who asked that? Let's get yeah. being mean.
It was 808 mode.
808.
Wait. I kind of want you to type what this. Actually, we'll just have to watch it on. We'll type it in.
You'll watch it.
Kai Lenny's ramp harness, because that is he wearing?
Oh
like
no,
a
I've
harness
actually heard of
that's
this.
a ramp?
I've heard of this. So you drop into the ramp, and instead of wiping out and hitting the ground,
No,
you
it's like on an attachment.
You get suspended in the air. So it's like a way to learn to drop in. No, I mean, I'll deal with the pain. I'll wear the, what did I buy? The Burton Impact shorts.
Yeah.
Like, instead of hooking up to a harness and being like a weirdo, I don't know, maybe it's cool, I don't know. But if I was going to do it, I'd just do it. I just don't like doing it. I don't like wiping out all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen videos lately of Tony Hawk, who lives like, I don't know, next town over, I think. And now I think he's like 50. And in one episode, he was like, I don't really like learning new tricks right now because when you fall, it hurts and it takes forever to heal at this age. And I'm not as old as him. But that's the thing. I also have to think about that. If I go out and beat myself up goofing around skateboarding, and then I can't surf for like 3 or 4 weeks or more, then we can't really do the show. And also, I mean, if I'm like injured, if I hurt my fingers or break a finger or a hand or dislocate my shoulder, I mean, I have a career. Like, I have to worry about that.
Do you have some from the tube?
Yeah.
The tube.
Fish Layer Greg 1 says, have you ever lost your sense of direction while paddling onto a wave or just paddling?
One time.
Have you ever lost your sense of? I'm just repeating because I don't have the audio.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever lost your sense of direction, like paddling into a wave or simply paddling around That's a really good question.
There was
I lost my direction when I wore a blindfold. tell you that
Yeah,
much.
yeah. There's an episode, blind surfer versus blindfolded surfer, where he went full out, like couldn't see at all. And I do rely on that like light dark thing to know which way the horizon is. I'll tell you the other thing that messes me up besides everything, but the gray days are confusing for me. When I'm stuck in a bunch of whitewash, like white foam,
Sure.
then the sky's white and the foam's white and all I see is white, and I pick the direction. I feel like I've got a pretty good sense of direction.
I feel like it's pretty it's like a second of loss because like you can feel which way the wave is breaking,
Right.
so you know like okay that way's got to be short, but like you can lose that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, I've paddled, especially like the last month here in Carlsbad and Oceanside. It's just been brutal on the inside, and so as a result, there's just all sorts of that whitewash. And when I'm just surrounded by white with the white sky and it's just white on white, I paddle in a direction that I think Josh might be or the outside might be. But then when the whitewash clears up and I get that light dark again, I'm like, oh, I was literally going at a 45-degree angle, and I thought I was going straight out. But that one day we went to San Clemente when it was gray on gray with fog. Remember the foggy day?
I do.
The foggy day was brutal. I couldn't differentiate which way was which from that day.
I think we saved a couple questions from the post that you did, but they just asked what's your favorite surf spot?
Even though a guy tried to punch me in the face there, I think Black's was pretty cool. It had a really consistent. I've only done it that one time. What I need is a place that's consistent. Yeah, I mean, that's the. So when Frankie Seeley came down, she did an episode with us a few weeks ago, and she's a pro surfer, and her instinct was, let's find the best spot. And Brooks said, we were talking about, he's like, she doesn't know we can't take you to the best spot because I can't negotiate people in the lineup. And when you send me, you're sending me. I'm going, and I'm not going to like be able to maneuver around people. So it's a fine line we have to walk between finding the best spot and finding the best spot that's not crowded, which are two very different things.
Yeah, 808 mode. He's totally tried wakeboarding, more wake surfing. We've got a really cool episode on it, like a boss boat. But yeah, so like the whole point why I wanted him to try wake surfing was so that he could get the feel of essentially an open face and like cruising left or right, whatever, on the face without the rope even too,
Maggie got
so yeah, no, he's tried wake surfing and wakeboarding, and we hope to do more of that because it was super fun. And it was way easier. You kind of killed your shoulder, though, but I think that was just you getting used to it.
Wakeboarding, I almost ripped my damn shoulder out of the socket because we were doing it on a jet boat. And so you're laying there, and the dude just guns it. Yeah. And all of a sudden, it's whoop, your shoulder's getting yanked out of here. Like, it took me about 6, 7, 8 weeks before my right shoulder was better.
But the wake surfing wave, that was awesome.
That was, we were on Jimmy Redmond's boat. I wonder if Jimmy's gonna, no, he's doing cool stuff today. But he's the founder of Liquid Force, and he took us out on his boat, which was specifically designed for wake surfing. I remember I'd gotten so comfortable with the pop-up on that thing, the last one, the guy he was going to go, but wasn't going to go and wasn't going to go. And we were going like 3 miles an hour, and I still managed to stand up. And I was like, go, 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 I'm up. Popping up on that thing was very low stress on your shoulders and everything. It was a great, great ride.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, who asked 2 questions at 2 points that are very serious questions. Have you guys ever surfed a whirlpool? And have you guys ever surfed a Sharknado?
A whirlpool would be kind of awesome. That would give me the feel. I'd just be going around and around and around and around, and eventually I'd get sucked into the Leviathan that would eat me. But it might be worth it. Have we ever surfed a Sharknado? No, but I feel like I've surfed with a shark a number of times.
Yeah, we have been out there when they were putting the signs out for a shark sighting.
Yeah, I've never. Oh, you said I surfed with a seal today.
Yeah,
right?
there was a seal out there.
Did he like pop up right next to me?
Yeah, there was a seal and then a person seal, and you touched the person.
I touched the person. I wish I touched
there
the seal.
There was a snorkeler, and he literally paddled into him because he didn't know that it was a person there.
They didn't say anything. They should have announced themselves.
Don asked if Josh has a YouTube channel.
I don't.
Josh should get his own YouTube channel.
I don't want to be cooler than you.
Josh,
So you're assuming your channel's cooler. Yeah.
No, I don't have a YouTube channel, but you could just follow my life through vicariously.
Not vicariously.
Vicariously.
What?
I don't know
put a
where you
pillow
can
between the
follow
two of
my
us here?
Vicariously.
There was another one in there. What was?
He says, let's see, where's first spot? When when you can't see, what do you see like colors? That's Fish Layer Greg. When you can't see, what do you see? What do you see like colors?
It's a jumble.
There was another one deeper down.
Well, I can answer that one real quick.
Yeah.
It's like a kaleidoscope of nonsense, and it doesn't really. I can guess what's in front of me because it's not all black, but guessing what's in front of you is not helpful unless you're in a controlled environment. Like we're on our loggia right now, and I know those are 2 chairs. But Maggie and I went
Danny's
to.
laughing at me.
Where did we go? We went to Chandler's restaurant. It was a really bright day, and I was guessing where tables were and where people were, but I was just going to be walking into tables and chairs and people and poles and waiters and waitresses, so I just had her hold my hand and guide me because at a certain point, it's just colors and shapes that don't make any sense whatsoever.
It's like being at a rave with like overexposed camera. Just
Yeah.
I got another one that was deeper than that.
Yeah.
He says DVL Glowway says. Hold on a second.
Let's wait till there's a plane. I hear a plane coming.
DVL Glowway says, "How did you get blind?"
Peace, Don.
I have a genetic disorder called Stargatt's disease. It is pretty rare, although ever since I started this channel, a handful of people with that disease have reached out to me. When I was diagnosed, it hadn't been discovered by that name yet. It was still called macular degeneration. So I was born with it. I was born with perfectly good eyes that started crapping out immediately. We noticed it when I was 8, and I was diagnosed with macular degeneration at the time. And it's a disease that eats away your eyesight continuously. So I played football in high school. I used to competitively sail, and I remember learning to read. And I remember in 3rd grade there was a competition, like read as many books as you can at the library. And I had to get my head like right into the book, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed reading. And these days I can't see. I mean, I couldn't even see a book anymore because it's a degenerative eyesight disorder, and it sucks knowing that it's something that's going to keep going away and keep getting worse. I keep telling myself like it can't possibly get any worse than this, can it?
This relates. Yeah, I mean, somebody asked. You've already been asked this a million times, but does anyone not believe that you're blind? And yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Don't spend too much time there, but yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's I'd say 20% of the comments on the YouTube channel are people like, in some way asking me to prove my blindness, which I still take it personally because losing your eyesight sucks a lot. It is not fun. It is not cool. And I've tried to turn it into something positive, showing that my attitude and good friends like all of you can help me overcome it and still live a good life. And when I have people being like, "You're doing that for clicks," I'm like, that is an effed up way to think. Like I would not. I'd do something else for clicks other than pretend to be blind. I mean,
like sing a song in a remix video.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
he has some
Cage
weird
the Elephant.
videos.
Yeah.
Let's move
All right,
on.
this
Next
is kind of a
question.
cool one. Does anyone make an audible compass?
Yes. Yep. There is an app. I have it on my phone, but we're talking on my phone.
Yeah.
It'll. I mean, it's if you're really good at reading a compass. So I tried to download an app called Trackback, and what I was trying to do is I would go surfing with my phone, and I wanted it to track me back to where Banana was on the beach or my stuff, because like you said, I could drift really far away and have no idea where I am.
Right.
Except it was only
It's
good.
not gonna be super precise.
It wasn't very precise on the beach. It was like, get on the 101 and
Yeah,
go
yeah.
south. I'm like, I'm in the ocean. I don't know which way to go. So it's the GPS of the world has been mapped. I feel like it's been mapped much better on the streets.
It is.
Wouldn't think of it as a driver.
Yeah, it totally thought I was driving.
Yeah.
You got something else?
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
I don't. Anything new?
Yeah, have you ever tried any other sport? That's Aria.
Arya, have I tried Arya Stark? Have I tried any other sports? I've tried. Well, so growing up, I was a competitive swimmer, competitive sailor. I played football. I played soccer. I remember playing Little League when I could see the ball, and I still remember the day. I think I was in the third.
I remember playing Little League.
Well, it was. No, it was. I don't think I told you this one. It was kind of a bummer day. I remember they were throwing the pitches towards me, and I couldn't see the ball anymore. And I remember I didn't want to tell my friends that I was losing my eyesight, so I told them that I'd gone swimming earlier in the day, and my eyes were irritated because of the chlorine. And
I do that all the time too.
that was the last that was the last day I played Little League because I realized I just couldn't see the ball anymore. I couldn't see it coming in. But out here in California, I skateboard a fair amount, a little bit. I like the handboard.
Weightlifting.
Yeah, I've been an avid weightlifter my whole life. I've shot guns, which marksmanship can be a sport, I believe.
Yep.
I'm gonna put that in there.
I'm pretty darn good at that. We got on
Axe
target.
throwing.
Yeah, axe throwing. We've done that.
Random still.
I used to play ultimate frisbee. I used to really enjoy that. Again, these are all things that.
What's your favorite fast food burger?
Favorite fast food burger? I'm just a huge fan of burgers. I really like hamburgers. I had one at Carl's.
Impossible,
Fast-
famous
fast-
star,
fast
like
food.
Whopper.
No, I had one at Carl's Jr. It was a. Well, I know. Okay, let me tell the whole story. It was a pretzel. It was a pretzel bun with barbecue
fast
sauce
food?
and hamburgers. Yeah, it was Carl's Jr.
Oh,
And it was
sick.
It was amazing. And then so I kept begging Maggie to take me back to Carl's Jr. And she's like, fine. So like 3 weeks later, she takes me back to Carl's Jr. I had the same exact burger, and then I spent the rest of the night in the bathroom. So it was good once. Have I had a reliably good fast food burger? No.
You're not gonna say In and Out?
Well, In-N-Out is fine. It's a fine burger, but they're
Mine's the Impossible Patty by Burger King.
yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever tried stand-up paddleboarding?
Oh, that was another one we did. We did an episode.
Yeah, we did it.
Everything that the public is thinking of, like, hey, maybe you should try this.
Yeah, try this, try that.
He did that.
We just did it in the ocean, not in the waves though, just out past the break.
That was one time when I got a little flustered in the ocean because I lost my paddleboard and I lost you and I lost Maggie and I was kind of by myself and I had no idea where the board was.
That's why I go out.
Oh, to lose me.
No, to go be alone in the ocean.
I mean that's a sport that's more about like going places and I don't really like going places by myself. If I was going to go paddleboard with someone, but I also don't like having I don't like having to have someone babysit me.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd have an easy time surfing those at all. Those are very hard to surf. 808 says it feels like a log rolling, which it totally does.
Yeah, I mean I tried one wave. I got up to my knees and then pitch pulled because we nosedived the thing.
I don't think I have it.
one, Josh.
Yeah, go for it.
DVL Glowway says, when did you get into surfing?
So we moved out here in 2016, July of 2016. I'd lived in either Boston, New York, or a little bit of Vegas for my life, and never gotten anywhere near a surfboard. But as soon as we moved here, everybody was like, "Did you go out today? How were the waves?" Like that's all anybody talked about. So I was like, "Well, I guess I should get into surfing, or at least try it." So I think the first board I ever bought was October 2016, and Banana started taking me like every weekend.
We started together. You
yeah.
never give me credit for that.
Yeah, she was there for about a month and a half until she broke her toe, and then she couldn't keep up with her broken toe.
Somebody
You're acting like it didn't happen. It happened.
It was a seriously injured toe.
I couldn't fit my
Somebody on
flip-flop for
Instagram?
6 weeks.
I know.
somebody on Instagram joined, and I just gotta say its name because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Florida man with a chain wallet.
That's his
Florida
name?
man with a chain wallet joined.
That's the name. It's not like emojis. It just says the whole words
Welcome,
out.
Florida man
with a chain wallet.
I'll do that.
Nick, who asked you your favorite fast food burger, wants to know your favorite sports team.
This might earn some hate, I guess,
Yeah,
but
I know what you're
well, I grew up in
I don't like
Boston. I
sports.
spent most of my
Give
life.
a quick answer for
So
once.
I'm a Patriot. Well, I'm taking time between questions, Banana. The Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan. I got their balls in the house.
Just say it.
Patriots. All right, I'll answer the next one with one word, and then we'll all sit here for 2 minutes until the next question comes in.
What? There. All right.
I just
Next
wanted
question
to say
came in.
things
Well,
with more confidence.
we got him rolling in.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got there,
I
Josh?
got one. Sasha Niederhauser says,
What up?
What was actually your heaviest accident in surf career?
Heaviest
I know the
accident in the
answer.
surf. What was
What
when I?
was your heaviest wipeout,
Getting
basically?
slammed into the rocks.
Oh, that was horrible. I was
that's
out.
a long story.
I can do.
Oh, yeah.
I can do it.
That's a good story.
I can. You know what? I can do it in 40 seconds or
That's
less.
a good story.
Do
I
it.
gotta tell you that.
All right, I was out at Warm Waters, and there was a jetty there, and so I was looking out at the light and dark. That's all I was focusing on, and
Yeah.
I thought a wave was coming, so I turned around and paddled. Sure enough, I'm on a wave, and
This is during basically like a pro surf contest that he was there because he thought he was ready.
no. This
No,
is it's a
different.
different day.
Oh,
Different
okay,
day. I was
okay.
totally. It was just me and Maggie, And then I see like colors and shapes. And usually when I'm surfing, it's like just a mass of one solid color or maybe two. You know, the white and blue is what I see. But this time I see something else. Like there's something in front of me. I'm like, there's a different color in my spectrum right now, and I don't know what it is. And for a half a second, I'm like, seals? Are there seals in front of me? And what had happened is that time I was looking out at the light and dark and not facing towards the ocean, I drifted pretty damn far. And I drifted right in front of a jetty. So I caught a wave, was riding at full speed, and just went face first into the jetty. And I can't believe I didn't hit my head. I ended up developing a bone bruise, a calcium deposit on this part of my arm. And I think what happened was my arm hit the jetty and my head hit my arm. I was very lucky not to. I said Maggie was there. Maggie was not there. I was by myself. You were in Boston. I was totally by myself. And then I was tied up in the leash in the crevice of the rock, and I had to throw myself out of the crevice. I was battered, bruised, beaten, and I was kind of disoriented, and I didn't know whether my board was on my left or my right. It was outside of the crevice, and so I guessed left, and that was the right way. If I'd gone the wrong way, then I would have been tied to the jetty. But I got the right way. I came to shore, dragged myself in, and I was sitting on a towel, and I was calling Maggie, who was in Boston at the time. And I'm like, I'm really injured. I was like covered.
I'm imagining this phone call.
I had been there for like 5 hours.
Yeah, she just gotten to Boston, and I was kind of, there were enough cuts everywhere that I was kind of like
lost and damaged.
I had like bloody spots all over me, and so she ended up calling an Uber for me. And the woman came, and I guess Maggie gave her the heads up that like there's an injured surfer that you're picking up.
And he's blind.
And he's blind.
He's badly hurt and you need to get him.
Yeah.
And she kind of was like, and I was like, there's no one else. Like, I really talked to her.
There's no one else.
You have to get him.
If not you, then who?
So the Uber person dropped me off at home. Our neighbor was a former police officer, and he had some training, so he met me at the door and walked me in.
I didn't know that.
It was a rough accident. And so I remember after Maggie called the Uber, she's like, sit there and wait. So I'm sitting there with just like little bloody spots all over me, and some guy walks by me and he's like, oh, bro, I cut my heel on the fin last week. That sucked. I feel your pain. And then he just walked away. Like, you feel my pain? I'm like, I can't even move here. So, sorry, that was longer than 40 seconds.
I got him.
That one, that was a good one.
That was a good story.
I got one if you don't.
I have a couple, but go ahead.
Alright, list it fast. How many boards do you own, sizes, and which one's your favorite?
I have an 8-foot catch surf. I have a 6-foot 4-inch catch surf. Those are both foamies. I have a 6-foot JS Industries black box. I have a 5-foot 9-inch Channel Islands Ultra Joe custom version. I have a 5-foot 5-inch baked potato from Firewire. I have a beater, which is 54 inches from Catch Surf. And I have a pod mod from Channel Islands 6'2" pop out version. My favorite one is the custom Channel Islands Ultra Joe, 5'9", 37.5 liters.
Josh, was that your call to say it fast?
Basically.
Did you ever time me?
Really smart idea, because that could have been like an hour.
No, I feel like that was pretty good.
DLV.
So this one, I think it was a typo. His name's Fug Jubbo.
The name is a typo?
Because he did a message retracted, and then his next one is your dad dead too? But I think he meant blind too.
I'm like,
so, Fug Jubbo, I hope that's what you
I was like, dude, I have to leave this Instagram live. I think something happened at home.
Well, I don't know if he's here anymore, but.
Well, no, both of my parents have fine eyesight. My mom wears glasses, but neither of them have any sort of eyesight disorder. There's actually no history of eyesight issues going back in my family history as far as you can imagine.
Dang, so you really can't prove it.
Yeah. There's another plane going overhead.
Keep it coming, Peter. Brooks?
Chris says, is it possible to surf a tsunami?
Yes, I want to. I think that'd be great. You talk about a wave, but I have a lot of time on it. Those things go for like miles, right?
Yeah, just casually surf through the city.
More serious question: is your Dobie just a seeing eye dog? And this is from Miss 77 again.
No, the episode.
Or hold on, there's a little more. Or does he/she have any other type of service training? How long have you had him, her, and what's their name?
We did a whole episode of Superdog. It's
It's like one of the most
yeah,
two back or something,
yeah,
one back.
It's I think it was just last week's episode. He's actually not a service dog. Is he here? Is he around?
Yeah, he's right there.
He was not trained as a service dog. He's had no training as a service dog, and my eyesight wasn't as horrible when I got him. He's 9. I got him 9 years ago as a baby. And he's a smart dog, and he's started to figure out like what I can and can't see. And I mean, no, people with real service dogs would be furious that I use him as a service dog. They'd be like, get a fully trained service dog that'll really help you out. But I mean, I've got Banana, I've got Josh, and my Doberman does. We're teamwork. We do it together. He helps me out just enough. Someday, Maggie says, someday in the future I might need to get a fully trained service dog. I've been a little stubborn about it. But he does. He helps me for now. Oh, and his name is Superdog.
Oh, okay. And FamoBox says, what do you like about surfing so much?
For me, I really love the ability to just, even in my own house, when people leave refrigerator doors open, I walk into them.
It wasn't me.
You jerks. On land, there's just so many obstacles and barriers and things to trip over, and it's hard for me to like go all out. I mean, as a former football player, soccer player, it used to be very active. The fact that I have to kind
The
of
adrenaline there.
yeah, and I have to kind of condense my life now on land as to not be walking into things and bouncing into things.
No, just go back to the football days and just charge it.
Yeah,
Into
it's a little frustrating, but to get out in the water and really get my exercise and energy and that freedom, and I'm not going to go into the middle of a crowded lineup as we were talking about earlier in this thing.
Yeah, we're talking optimally.
Yeah, in a good day with not a lot of people and good direction from Josh or Brooks or whoever. The fact that that's when I can go out there and kind of go all out, and that's really awesome for me.
Thank you.
Does anybody need a beverage?
I'm good. But yeah, I mean, it really kind of changed my life was closing in pretty consistently in Boston, where I was just weightlifting and reading copy all the time, and that wasn't doing it for me. So to come out here and open up my world and get out in the water and be athletic and sporty, and to find a sport that I can try and improve in, that's another thing. I like
To
overcoming.
get away.
Yeah, and I like having challenges to overcome. Like surfing is one. I feel like I could do it for the next 30 years and still be learning. And so to have something to look forward to each week, trying to get a little better.
Can I call you old in 30 years?
Yeah, I'll be
Cool.
pretty old in 30 years. Got anything else rolling?
That's it for now on YouTube.
Besides YouTube, do you participate in emceeing events?
Wait, besides YouTube?
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm not an MC on YouTube. Although people, do they think this is my job? This is my job. I do not do live announcing because I do 10,000 voiceovers a year, and I have not figured out how to clone myself yet. I can't be in many places at once. But I am definitely pre-recorded in any number of any stadiums that you go to in the country. You will probably hear something I've voiced at some point.
Down.
We got to hear one of my voiceovers when we went to Petco Park. The game ended and they killed the lights, and the laser started going around, and my voice came over the PA, and it was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the
I've
laser
totally
show."
been there.
Yeah.
I've been like, Jesus, it's God, it's me. All right, where's your favorite place to get a new surfboard?
Who asked this? Josh Bernard?
No, who was that on
It's on
YouTube?
YouTube. It's Chris
This is
again.
a setup. My favorite place. Well, my very first board I bought at San Diego's, just because it was the closest place to the house. The next number of boards I bought at Surf Ride in Oceanside, which is I got amazing direction.
That's where you found me.
Yeah, on what board to get, and that's
All
where I
goes back to surf ride.
that's right that's where I teamed up with Josh. It's also like right down the street. So
Yeah, surf ride in Oceanside.
So I can bug Maggie. I'm like, Maggie, can we go to Surf Ride? Maggie, can we go to Surf Ride? I'm like, come on, it's only a mile from the house. You don't have to take me far.
We used to drive by there a lot on our way home from like the harbor or something.
I just used to like to go in and feel the boards. This one feels cool. This one feels cool. I want to buy this one.
Yep.
I
Gotta touch them.
And if I hang in there long enough, they'll usually offer to buy me something.
Yeah, she's getting some good stuff.
All right, we're pushing 45 minutes. Any more questions from the world of interwebs?
Interwebs. Did we do? I already told my story. I feel like the story is a good time kill to get people coming.
Everything can be like
Oh,
long.
besides YouTube, do you participate in in just volunteering at surf-related events
Oh, I
due
don't.
to your inspiring accomplishments?
I've been asked that before. One is, as we were talking about at the beginning of this, my time just is so stretched thin. I'd hate to like volunteer to something and be like, and I was here for 3 minutes, but now I have to go because someone needs a voiceover.
But that is something you're looking to get more into, like public speaking, inspirational public speaking.
Yeah.
I think getting more involved in surf events, be it maybe even hosting something or being there, totally.
I think at some point we'd like to host an event, but it's there's not much I can organize it. I can get the people there. I could do promos for it.
You should just be the announcer
And then he
for
just
it.
needs to find a way to replicate me. and
Yeah.
we'll be
Then I need
set.
like 8 Joshes out in the water, like 4 on land, 4 in the water. I mean, there's
Somebody
just
has to read to you like what's going on as you
yeah.
announce,
I'd be
yeah.
like a terrible PA announcer, like someone's on the wave, I think, doing something.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no.
I'll
that's-
just think about it in my mind.
yeah. I mean, technically, I would normally be the person that other people are volunteering to help. Like, really,
Oh, I
honestly.
feel like you should have a TED Talk. Why don't you have a TED Talk?
I haven't done a TED Talk, but I've done a number of speaking engagements. That was something I used to do, 1 before COVID and 2 before my schedule got so jammed up. We talked about it. In a number of years, I think when my schedule slows down, I'll get back to doing more public speaking.
Yeah.
I had a 30-minute speech, a 45-minute speech, a 60-minute speech, and Maggie went to a handful of them. I did one at the State House in Massachusetts once. I did one in Miami for the Miami Lighthouse Group. Perkins School for the Blind. I spoke to the students there, and I think it does. Losing your eyesight, whether you're born blind or born with terrible eyesight, or you lose it over time like I do, it really shuts you in, and it kind of it makes you think that there's not much you can do in the world. Like it's a visual world. It's visual. It's how most people relate. And when you go out there and people are saying, look at this and see this, and if you're trying to get a job and they need you to, the very first internship I ever tried to get, they asked me to fill out a form in front of them, and I couldn't see it, and I had to like run away. I couldn't do the internship. So for
You
me,
turned and ran.
I did. I was like, I left something in my dorm. I'll fill it out when I get there and bring it back.
Aw.
And I didn't get that internship. But I think when I get out and I get to do these speaking engagements and I tell people, I mean, my eyesight, I don't want to say it's as bad as it's ever been for me, yet I still have a successful...
It is. You're one day older than yesterday.
Yeah,
It's
and
always going to
it's
be
always
as
gonna be
bad as
worse.
it's ever been.
but the fact that I still have a career in a business that I'm winning awards in, and that I
Yeah,
get
not
to
only that, but
serve.
thriving.
Yeah, and I think for the other people, not just the people that are dealing with vision impairments, but anybody with any sort of an impairment, I feel like it is important for them to hear. I mean, it sounds silly, it sounds cocky, like you got to hear my story, but I do think it helps people to be like, okay, you can do it, maybe I can. So I should try and find more time to do those speaking engagements, but it's just my schedule is horrible.
Have you ever tried jet skiing? And this is the second live that you've seen us in, whoever commented that.
Yeah.
The other one was super awesome.
I've got
Yeah.
one after that too.
All right.
I
cool.
did jet ski. I raced jet skis at Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire a number of years ago. I was probably only 13 years old, and that was a blast. I rode a Kawasaki 550, which was fast, and I had a blast with it. These days, no, I wouldn't want to be going 40 miles an hour in the water and run into a jetty. That would be the end of me.
You're not gonna tell the jet ski story from here?
Which one?
What are you talking about?
Which jet ski story?
The one where you drove and
Oh, I forgot. We
You
did
can
jet
talk
ski
about
out
it.
here.
There's actually a good story there.
Yeah, so we did rent jet skis here in San Diego. Banana and I had just moved here. It was like the second week we were here. And we rent the jet ski, and she was nervous to
At the
operate
lagoon.
the thing at the lagoon, and I was pretty good at handling a jet ski, except I couldn't see. So we filled out all the paperwork, and every time like they wanted me to sign something, I just pretended like I was busy. I'm like, "Can you sign for me?" "Yeah, sign for me." Do that, or like walk away or something. And then so we get out there, and I drove, and Maggie was just like left,
That
right,
was just
straight.
my eyes on the back of
Yeah,
the,
telling me where to go.
yeah.
We buzzed one of their pylons at one point pretty close, and you're like, "Nah, I knew you were good.
I
It was
on the
okay."
jet ski. I wouldn't let you hit something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I figured
All right,
I could
Brooks will
drive
throw
from
a
the back,
question,
but I don't want to be
But
the
before
one
he
to hold
does, 808 mode, I'm confused. Maybe we'll just clear it up right away. Being born blind is compared to seeing behind you. There is no black, unlike your blindness. Maybe I heard that from you. Does that ring any bell? Or I feel like maybe.
Sorry.
I feel like that's a Japanese koan.
Jesus.
Sorry about that.
Maybe you're talking about like we discussed about how like blind people don't see all black in an episode.
Say it again. Being blind back. I feel like
Being
this is a
born
riddle.
blind is compared to seeing behind you. There is no black, unlike your blindness. Maybe I've heard that from you. I think he misspelled something or misworded something in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Brooks,
mine's
YouTube
not.
questions?
Yeah. Famovox says best post-surf meal.
Ooh,
Oh,
beer and burgers.
burgers. I like burgers. But I've learned over time it has to be water. It has to be water first, or else I get nasty headaches.
His biscuit is
Not
gonna be
from
my
the
finger
burgers,
here in a
though.
second.
No, from the beer.
He's like
But-
chomping on the bits right
Or
there.
the giant burritos that we've been getting from Vallarta. It's like $7 and you get a burrito. It's like the size of my like forearm. It's
What's it
huge.
feel like to be blind and on Adderall?
I don't know. Take some Adderall, close your eyes, and let me know.
Just keep them closed now.
I was watching an episode of Daredevil, and Daredevil's buddy asked him, "Was like, what's it like to be drunk and blind?" And he's like, "Same for you, probably, but I don't know. I don't know what it's like to not have this eyesight. I can't. I wasn't drinking when I was 8 years old when my eyesight was still good.
You were drinking when you were 8?
No, I'm saying I wasn't drinking when I was 8, so I can't compare it.
Oh.
I was never drunk when I had good
Yeah,
eyesight.
it's funny. I'll just feel like none.
Okay, I have 2 troll questions.
Troll questions, never get those.
These are good.
Yeah.
So Crypto King asks, "What's the most amount of Adderall you've taken, and what's it feel like to be blind?"
I just asked him that one.
Oh.
I already did.
What's the? Why is everybody picking on Adderall?
Exactly.
I don't even take Adderall.
I know.
Shit.
At all.
I don't take anything. Oh, I do take workout crack on occasion. I've been on a hiatus. It's a powder that you mix and it gives you
It has
energy.
nothing to do with crack.
It's not actually crack.
Ethan Zorik, we have tried skating. He's actually dropped into a 5-foot half pipe, and he did the wildest wipeout I've ever seen in my life. We have a video on that one too.
What, the wipeout when my hand got sucked up by the the ramp?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
People should be encouraged to watch that.
Can a blind guy learn to drop in? Is the episode name on YouTube?
Pete is very afraid of smoking weed. I kind of understand. I kind of understand why. He has not really tried smoking weed. I mean, just imagine being like, because you're already high and you're like, oh, where is everything? Like, imagine being blind.
Exactly. He's already there. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Making certain.
What do you mean 808 mode? Kai has Taco Bell.
Kai Lenny?
If you had to choose one, what's your go-to?
Kai
or
has Taco Bell? Wait, is he saying Kai has Taco Bell after he goes surfing?
I don't know, but he said, "What's your favorite go to surf food?" And he doesn't eat anything before he goes surfs because he always has to poop.
I don't always have to poop. I'm always afraid I'm going to have to poop.
Yeah, if you eat anything in the morning.
Yeah, I really don't. I'm not a big morning.
Thanks, Ethan.
Morning person. Did someone say you were awesome?
No, he just said that's awesome.
Oh.
So inspiring.
Did you,
Keep
did
sending
you
me.
read Chris's?
No, I feel like there's a couple that have
Okay.
been missed on the tube.
Well, Noli D says, "Can that dog have a biscuit, please?"
Oh yeah, I
What,
told
they-
him my finger's about to be the biscuit.
Wait, they can see Superdog?
I brought him in here a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, a little bit.
Don't let him, don't let him hit the camera.
Noli D says, "Would you ever get an optical implant?"
Oh, funny question, because for years I used to say, I don't want technology, I want biology. That was like my motto. Like, I didn't want some stupid implant. I don't want to be Geordie LaForge from Star Trek Next Generation. I was like, I'll wait until they figure it out biologically. But that's when my eyesight wasn't as bad as it is now. Like, if they told me I had to walk around with like a Frisbee on my forehead to see, I'd be like, yep, let's do it. Because I'm getting, frankly, a little tired of not being able to navigate my way around the world anymore. So if there was an implant, I mean, if they could stick a jaguar eyeball in my head and I had weird looking eyeballs, like I'd take it. I'd totally take it. I think Maggie, it would be a little weird looking at me with jaguar eyeballs, but I think she'd understand. I would really like to be able to see, like, a lot.
Ethan, if you're still there, we're gonna get him to do it one day.
Yeah.
And then there was a good one. What's the worst part about surfing, or what's your least favorite part about surfing? I think you said the worst.
This is an exclusive.
Worst thing.
The
Yeah.
worst, not exclusive to me visually.
Other
but,
than your eyesight.
Yeah, the eyesight. Getting held under, and it's happened to me maybe only 3 or 4 times in the 4 years I've been doing it.
To where you get scared.
When all of a sudden you're like, I'm not gonna be able to get back up before I run out of breath.
Yeah.
Because as you're wiping out, you're kind of exhaling to begin with. You might be swearing, you might just be having the wind knocked out of you, and then because of that, you quickly need to get your breath back, but you can't because you're underwater. And the worst hold under for me that happened twice wasn't just being held under regular water; it's being held under all the foam as you're trying to like work up through the foam, and
It's
you
that
just can't
it's
get
that
up.
2 inches of foam coming up at top.
Well, even if it is just
Oh
2
yeah,
inches,
just because it's air bubbly.
it's just air bubble.
Yeah.
Like the whole like you can't get to the damn top.
Any upcoming voiceovers that we should look out for?
There's one that's running right now, the radio commercial, which is like on everybody's radio in the country right now, which is awesome. It's a Snickers
Even
commercial. No, in the United States.
In our country.
Yeah. There's a Snickers commercial where I'm playing a DJ and an announcer, and it's something to the effect of like, up next, we're going to go commercial free, I say in that voice, and then an announcer voice is like, except for that, which was a commercial about going commercial free. And then I'm going back and forth like, oh, I'm confused. I thought we were going commercial free. You can't be commercial free if you're doing a commercial about going commercial free. And then at the end, it's like, does your commercial free commercial need a Snickers? I'm pretty excited about that one because it's national. It's running everywhere. And as soon as the NFL season starts up, well, we're a little ways away from that, but I'm doing lots of NFL teams, lots of NFL broadcasts. And I think you'll hear me on the NHL postseason this year as well.
Chris
And then,
says, oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, good.
Chris says, do you guys ever drink and surf?
No,
I do.
I don't. I got enough problems. I don't need to be drunk and surfing too.
That's true. I don't think, yeah.
I do find that the funny thing is though, is it's like kind of like, or I don't know, like you hit water and like your fade kind of disappears. But,
Yeah.
But you're warm.
We're coming up on
And
an
you
hour.
rip.
How many more do you guys want to do? You want to keep going, or
I mean, are the people still kicking around?
people are still asking questions?
Does Maggie want to come and say hi to anybody?
There's 6.
Do you
live
do
viewers.
impressions?
Do it. No, I used to do
I think we
impressions.
could bust through the questions
We
and
have
then.
2. Yeah, we have 2.
I can sit. I can,
All right, we'll be bouncing out in about 5. So if you have any last minute questions,
Here, I can
Okay,
sit this guy
Hit me.
over here.
I'm not exactly sure what this means, but JMO2112 says, I missed the first part. It is nice to meet you. I have RP. Is that what you have?
RP, retinitis pigmentosus, I think, something like that. Retinal
dang,
pigment.
dude, you're just so smart.
It's that's a rough one. I
It
feel
is
for you.
hysteria.
Yeah, that one. I think I knew a girl that was diagnosed with RP. She was 11, and they told her she'd be completely blind by the time she was 21. I have Stargatt's disease, a form of macular degeneration. So mine goes very slowly over time. RP, I believe, moves faster and also completely blinds you. That is a rough disease. The doctor actually told me, he's like, he diagnosed us both at the same time, and he said to me, he's like, yours isn't as bad,
Well,
he said to me.
don't scare her. She's the one asking
Okay.
the question.
Well, I'm sure she knows her diagnosis.
There's one. I have one
Or
more.
he.
Josh, do you have any more?
Not really.
This is like a 2-part question.
Yeah, go for it.
There's 3 or 2 questions. So Noli D says, my dad has both his eyes removed. He said he missed driving the most, so we took him out to a big field and let him drive. What do you miss doing that you cannot do independently now? And are you working on a plan to do it?
That's a cool question.
It's
Yeah,
a-
it is.
I guess I'd have to. The thing, well, I guess I just miss independently being able to. We're so close to the village. I mean, the village is like right there. It was kind of the reason we moved here. I want to be able to like walk down to the village and do stuff. Like, this is gonna sound silly, but I would love at the end of a workday, if Maggie's not around, I'd like to be able to take my skateboard down to the village and order myself a sandwich.
Oh,
Hell
I
yeah.
thought you were gonna say ride my bike. Your
Yeah.
ability to ride your bike.
Yeah,
down to the village
I used
or
to
something.
ride a lot, but I mean it's so close, and everybody out here skateboards, and I really do enjoy skateboarding. I mean biking, I've biked a billion miles in my life because my eyesight wasn't bad, but I never got my license, so I biked everywhere. But I'd like to just skateboard somewhere by myself, find a store, walk in, read a menu, order a sandwich, and walk down to the beach and eat it by myself and not need help all the time. That'd be great.
Okay, then we got one more like bigger question and then a funny one. Femo Box says, what inspires you to surf?
Inspires or inspired?
Inspires.
Well, inspires is
God, dude, don't dork it out with the grammar.
no. Well, I was wondering if he was saying like what made me want to do it in the first place, or what inspires me to do it.
What inspires you to keep on surfing, or
Yeah,
same
yeah.
question,
Nothing inspired me to do it. I just figured I'd try it, and what inspires me to keep going is that little bit of freedom that it's the only time, really one of the only times I feel like I have freedom and control in my life. Like get up on a wave. I don't need, he sends me, and then it's all me.
Yeah.
And when in my life is it all me? Never. Even when I'm doing voiceovers, I'm still relying on technology and robots and
Yeah.
computers.
That's an excellent point.
That's Ethan, that's pretty much how he gains all his knowledge. Is he said how do you learn most of your knowledge on your own without being able to read? So audiobooks.
Yeah.
And just technology.
Yeah.
Phone reading.
I remember when the voice to text software first came out, I literally sat in my office for hours every evening, like just surfing the internet and reading stuff about like history. I was like, oh my god, I can actually access this stuff now. I can have it like read to me.
It's so much easier. You don't
Yeah.
need to watch
808
for-
mode is Bob Pearson Arrow surfboards. If he is, that's pretty cool. 808 mode says really cool live cast. Thank you.
Thank you.
And he said, hey, the shaper Bob Pearson in Santa Cruz knows about you. You know Pearson Arrow?
Nice.
Pearson Arrow,
Yeah. Like
I'm
longboards
fixing
more
one
so
right
now.
Yeah.
Like
I've been-
longboards more so
Yeah,
now.
they're really sick longboards.
I've been wanting to talk
The
to someone
red one?
about getting
Someone
something a little more customized. Like my little 5.9 channel island is almost perfect, but I feel like I need a little more volume or a little more length to get me into the waves sooner. That's always the challenge for me, getting me into them sooner. At some point, I probably want to get something a little more custom built, but Maggie will yell at me if I buy anything too soon. So I'm very happy with my quiver as it is right now.
I'll yell at you for buying a surfboard, but you're giving me a pool.
Yeah.
Noli D wants to know if that hippie next to you is single.
I am not.
Noli D
No.
sounds like I don't know, like a pop star or something. The next hit single from Noli D.
Thanks, Noli D. Tell your daughter. Keep looking. I guess.
She also says, you are a badass and we effing love you, dude, from me and my midgets heart.
From me and my what heart?
Midgets, which I guess are her kids.
Oh, all right.
Thanks, Ethan. We hope you enjoyed. Thanks for all the questions, 808 mode.
Yeah.
Super good ones
Excellent
there.
questions, YouTube guys.
Peace, Pete, you gotta give peace signs.
Peace.
Alright, now we'll just watch myself fidget with all these things to turn them off.
Wait, you gotta wave at everybody first, right?
Bye.
No, like the clicky waves.
Oh, I've been doing it throughout the thing.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so how do I stop
Good
this
job,
thing?
guys.
I mean, do I just exit out? Like,
Yeah, you gotta stop it and save it.
Here, I'll flip the camera around. That way it doesn't make it look so weird. Now you can look at the grass.
Yeah,
Maybe some
Yeah,
dogs
it's
can
still
make it
live on
debut.
YouTube.
I know. I'm just gonna...
Brooks, do you want to come stop the YouTube one? Or
I'm afraid to press the X.
Is it gonna save?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
This is a strong ending. We're ending strong.
See ya, Ethan. I think just